Hey YouTube, this is Fragments of Memory, aka the Armchair Philosopher. Um, I've just been noticing that in a lot of places I've been going to, you see a lot more people of other nations, other nationalities, other ethnicities that you normally don't see before. I think the world is getting smaller and globalization is taking effect. Now, and even in areas that were predominantly black, now you see a lot more immigrant populations. Now, I don't fault the immigrants who set up shop in predominantly black neighborhoods. They are merely capitalizing on the situation. The situation is the simple fact that there are little to no black owned and operated businesses in predominantly black neighborhoods. The immigrants, whether from China, India, Pakistan, Vietnam, or the Middle East, are simply filling a void. Many black neighborhoods are broken, dilapidated, and resemble war zones than actual communities. Because of this, many businesses vacate those neighborhoods, taking away much needed revenue from taxes and lowering property values. I, by no means, wish to castigate or put my black people on blast. There are so many black conservatives willing to do that. I do say, however, that merely sitting on the sidelines and complaining about the foreigners in our neighborhood, yet not doing anything about it, i.e., setting up a business, does make you a part of the problem, a collaborator or an enabler with it. And I know that might be hard to get your mind around because, hey, I want to see black people do positive things. And again, I'm not just trying to pick only on black people, but it does seem that with all the speeches, with all the sloganeering, with all of the so-called, like we see brothers from the Nation of Islam, you know, the NOI, wearing bow ties and selling final calls, doesn't necessarily help the community. And no one person should be required to bear the burden of another community or bear the burden of a community. No one person should have that job. I don't think that's feasible anyway. But I think it's just collective in the little decisions that we make. Hey, instead of getting that book from Barnes and Noble, why don't you get that book from a black owned bookstore? Instead of getting the soap from Target, why don't you get some soap from a black owned soap maker? I mean, there are little things you can do to help increase revenue into the black community. Unfortunately, when we think of black here in America, we always associate it with incompetence or laziness or apathy. And this is not true because I think we as black people are a passionate group of people. I think we are a truly soulful, and I don't mean that in a musical sense. I mean that in we are truly people that have a lot of heart and soul, I think. And I do accept the fact that our history has not been the best. Now, our history has helped us. We have striven and strived, and we've made great strides to be here today. But now, I'm wondering where all of this is going. Just something to think about. I mean, you have a lot of businesses, and what's funny is a lot of these immigrants, when they come to America, they know to go to the black-owned neighborhoods because they know they're going to make money. And I'm sure they look down on us, they hate us, or they despise us, or they're mistrustful of us. And then, even when they're rude to you, even when they're rude to you, we as blacks still go and support that business. We still buy our chop suey from the local Chinese restaurant. We still purchase our hair care products from people that don't even have our type of hair. That's deep right there. We still frequent stores that are run by people from other countries. who don't care about your community. Now, it'd be different if they actually cared about the community that they were in and tried to help it thrive. But these people don't even care about you or the community that you live in. And I mean you as blacks. And now, if anyone is of another ethnicity, I'm not attacking you, or if you're from another country, I'm not attacking you in the sense that, oh, you're a bad person. I just understand that many who do that may not necessarily have our best interest at heart. Many that do that may just be there because America is a capitalist society, so therefore they are going to make the money where they can make the money. But it is sort of perturbing and disappointing to see that we as blacks don't even trust each other. We don't do business with each other. We'll go to the big, you know what? I'm not even going to pick on. I'm gonna leave the people from other countries alone. We'll go to the big corporations. We'll go to the mall instead of support the neighborhoods in our business. We'll go to Walmart. Well, they'll go into a community, drive the prices down, and force the other people out of business. So they price fix. Now, I'll admit, I've been to Walmart a couple of times, so I'll admit I'm guilty of going to the Wally World. But we'll go to the mall and try to get some stuff from Nordstrom's. If not Nordstrom's, we're gonna try to get something from what's that other store? We'll go to Eddie Bauer. We'll go to any other corporate store, but we won't support our own businesses, which doesn't help our communities in the long run. Because if we had black businesses within predominantly black areas, the tax revenues would be good. The property values would go up. But of course, the start has to be the people themselves. It has to be with people who don't want to get intoxicated or to escape the pains of life. The people who want to look for an education, and not necessarily from a college institution, but just further their training, their education, that thereby ensuring a better future for themselves and any offspring. So yeah, there's a whole slew of problems and not just a business thing. But I think that when we've lost our sense of self, black people that is, in this country, we lost that drive to try to do better for ourselves. Because even when we get a degree, we go to the very corporations that don't care about us and give them all the money that they gave us. So now they're richer and we get poorer. So that's all I'm saying. And in some cases, I feel like maybe back then segregation, we may have had it a little bit better because it forced black staff to stick together and work things out. I'm not saying segregation is ever a good thing, but it did help make us have to pull things together. Well, that's my 2 cents. Take care.